Hello everybody, Sylvia's in the kitchen again. This time I'm going to show you how to make ceviche. Ceviche, as some people might know it, is a raw fish that's marinated in lime and lemon juice for a couple of hours, overnight preferably, but it's a very refreshing and delicious recipe. So what you want to remember with making ceviche is the type of fish you want to use. You can use a white fish that doesn't have any bones or skin. You could either use tilapia, sole, cod, sea bass, even red snapper. This one that I'm using is swai. I got it in a package of 2-pound bag. It's boneless, skinless swai. And what I want to do with this fish is I'm going to cut it in little pieces. I've got some here already cut, but I'm going to show you how I cut the fish so that you have an idea how to do it. Like I said, it's better to use a white skin fish. It's usually much lighter. It's not good to use fish like tuna or sardines or mackerel. They're too oily and they don't cook well in the lime juice or the lemon juice. So here we go. This is a swai that is just a little bit frozen. It's not solid frozen, but it's enough to handle it. The reason why I let it stay frozen is because I want to be able to cut it without too much trouble. So what I do is I slice a little piece, I come over to the edge and just trim off little slices like that. This is going to help me have a little bit of better control, and the fish won't move around so much. So like I said, it just requires a little bit of cutting. And you want to cut it into small pieces so you can serve it. This is a meal that goes great either like a salad, especially with chips, your favorite tortilla chips or corn chips, and that's all you need to do. So you just want to cut it up in little pieces, put it over to your side. Then you've got another little bunch here, same thing. Cut it up in little pieces. By leaving it a little bit frozen, it just makes it easier to handle the fish, because if it's really too defrosted, it tends to slip around a lot, and then it's a little harder to cut. So this way, you have a little more control. The fish just goes through the knife so much more easier. So just put that over. Do the same thing with this one. Slice it in little pieces. Doesn't have to be perfect, because this is not a recipe where everything has to be cut just exactly right. You're just cutting it in little chunks. They're about a ½ inch or so. And what we're going to do is get this marinated in some nice lemon juice and lime juice. Now, ceviche is a very well-known dish, especially in South America, Colombia, Ecuador, Mexico. I believe that ceviche originated from Peru, but it's very popular now all over the world, and a lot of people love to eat this. Even though it looks raw, the lime juices and everything are going to help cook that fish. So here we go. We've got it all squared away, cut in little pieces. What you want is a bowl or a container that's deep enough to hold all your fish. I think I had altogether about 3 of those fillets that I cut. And you just want to put them all inside this bowl. And what we're going to do next here is, let me wipe my hands real quick. we want to cut our limes and our lemons. But before we cut our lemons, I want to grate a little bit of this lemon zest inside this fish. So you just get your grater, just scrape it down like that. You don't need a whole lot, but it gives it a little bit more zest flavor when you put this in the marinade. This will give it a lot of good flavors. So that's all you do, just tap it in there. One lemon, don't go more than the skin because then it becomes bitter. So what you want to do is you want to take your strainer. The reason why I use the strainer is because this has a lot of seeds and we don't want those, but this will catch those seeds. Squeeze out at least 2 lemons and 2 or 3 limes. And what you want to do with this one, of course, is enough juice to help coat or cover most of the fish. You don't have to cover all of it, but you want to cover most of it because it will kind of liquefy a little bit as it's marinating in the refrigerator. And like I said, you do want to marinate this more than 2 hours, preferably 4 to 6. The best thing is overnight. If you have time, you can do it in the afternoon and leave it overnight for the next day. And then preparing it to eat doesn't take long. It's just the marinade is what takes the longest. So you want to have enough lime juice, enough lemon juice in that marinade. So here we go. Squeeze that as much as you can. Some people have those lime juice squeezers or lemon squeezers. That helps. You can do it by hand too. Got another lemon here. Let's get some more lemon juice. Like I said, this will catch those seeds. We don't want those inside the fish. They're too bitter. But we do want as much of that juice as we can get. So there we go. Squeeze out some of those juices. As you can see, the lime is already coating the fish. You may want to add, that was 1 lime. Usually it takes about 2 to 3 limes. My limes don't have seeds, so you don't need to worry about that. I've already used 1.5 lemons. The other half lemon I'm going to use for something else, but I'll get to that in a minute. Like I said, just get all that juice in there. Get that coated. Get as much of it as you can. Like I said, this lime juice and lemon juice is what is going to cook this fish. Takes a while to get it cured. They call it cured, as far as it's not cooking like you do in the stove, or you're not boiling it. Now you can also make ceviche with shrimp. It's the same thing. Now with shrimp, because it's a little bit tougher meat, you may have to parboil it, meaning boil it just a little bit just to get it pink. And then do the same thing, cut it in little pieces and put it in a container and do the same, add the lemon juice and the lime juice. But like I said, shrimp probably needs just a little more cooking and it takes much longer to marinate that. So here we go. See, you can see all the extra juices there. That is what's going to cook this fish. Now, it's best if you have a container like this that has a lid, but if you don't have a lid, you can just put a plastic saran wrap on there, on top of that, so that it doesn't dry out when you have it in the refrigerator. But I like to cover it with a lid, put it in the refrigerator for about I would say 4 to 6 hours. You can do 2 to 4, but you got to check it to make sure it's thoroughly cooked. So there you go. And what I do when it's in the refrigerator, I come and I toss it around, get those juices in, or you can open it, like I said, if you don't have a lid. Just come in there maybe every hour or so and toss it in and out like that, just to mix it around. Now, like, it will take a couple hours to cook this ceviche in the refrigerator, and that's okay because you're going to enjoy it after that. So let me just move this over to the refrigerator, and I will be right back. Now, we've taken all these limes and lemons. You like to use those, put those out of the way. What we want to do with this recipe, once that's in the refrigerator, we also want to prepare some tomatoes and onions to go with the ceviche. So it's really simple. You just want to get a small or even a quarter piece of a medium onion. Chop it up in little pieces. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just little pieces like that. And what we're going to do with this one is, this is going to be part of the garnish to the ceviche. We're going to chop it up with some onions, just like that. Like I said, you don't have to be perfect, but it's going to give some really good flavor to that ceviche. This is what's going to give it its freshness. What I like to do with the tomatoes and the onions, I've got a nice little tomato here, is I like to add a little bit of lemon or lime, whichever one you have a little left over, which is why I saved half of that lemon, is to mix it together with the tomato and put it in a bowl or a container in the refrigerator until your ceviche is ready for serving. Okay? So you want to have this tomato just chopped like that. We can put it in this little bowl for now. Mix it together. Now the lemon juice or the lime juice, whichever one you have left over, is going to help mellow some of that onion on for the ceviche. So what you want to do is, again, you don't want to get the seeds. So you can go like this. It's another way to do it. And just squeeze those out. Just give it a nice little coating of your tomatoes and your onions. Okay? Now, I prefer to use 2 tomatoes, but for right now I'm just going to leave that. You just put that in the refrigerator. You can cover it or put it in a container that has a lid, and then we'll be ready to use it for the rest of the recipe. Okay? Be right back. Okay, now it's time for us to prepare the ceviche. Now, one of the things we need to do is, I've already prepared one last night, and I want to show you what it looks like. It doesn't look pink anymore. The ceviche is now well marinated. You could see that it's kind of white, a little bit white, lighter color, and that's a good thing. But it has all those lime and lemon juices. We don't need all of that for this recipe. So we do want to strain it and just pour it into a strainer like this. And take out as as much of that liquid as you can. Okay, so just let it drain. You don't have to squeeze it out, but just get as much of that liquid out of there. Now those are all my extra lime juices from the fish, and all you want to do is get as much of it out. Give it a good little drain. Now we're almost done. Doesn't require a lot of seasoning either. Some people like to put jalapenos to make it spicy. If you don't have jalapenos, you can use red pepper flakes, a little ground pepper, which I don't use. My husband doesn't like spicy, but I can still make this even without those spices because it tastes really good. Okay, so now we want to put this back in here because now we're going to add a few more things to this recipe. Remember those tomatoes that I told you to marinate? Well, I've got some here that I did last night. So you want to add those tomatoes. They have just a little bit of lime juice. Pour them in there. You can mix that up. One thing nice about this recipe, it doesn't require a lot of ingredients. You've got the lemons, the limes, tomatoes, onions, and cilantro. Of course, a little salt and pepper if you like. Okay, so here we go. We've got our tomatoes and our fish mixed there, and I'm going to drizzle a little salt. And you just need about, I would say, a teaspoon. It's going to be your flavoring to your taste. And like I said, you can add some pepper or pepper flakes. I'm not going to add those. It still tastes good with that. There are some people who like to add cucumber. They like to add avocados. There's a lot of versions of ceviche that you can make. But I like this one. It's kind of simple. It's refreshing. Goes great with like a salad. So I'm going to take a little taste. Could use just a little more salt. Or just taste it, because you can flavor it as you're mixing. Mix it again. That's good. Now what will make this recipe even better is to grab some cilantro. I only want the leaves. I don't want all the stems. The stems are a little bit bitter. You don't need a whole lot of cilantro, which is good, but you just want to give that some more freshness to this recipe. And you're just going to chop up some of that cilantro. We're going to add it to this recipe, and we're almost done. Just grab it like this, give it a few little cuts. It's okay if you had left a little bit of stem there, it's not going to hurt it. You just want to add, this is about a quarter cup, couple tablespoons. Just put that in there. You can also add a little more lemon juice to it if you want, but it already has the lemon from the tomatoes and the onions, so you don't have to add any more lemon. And there we go. So, ceviche here, mix that around. That cilantro smells really great with this ceviche. Gives it some more freshness. The tomatoes, the onions, you almost can hardly taste the onions because that lime juice helped mellow some of that bitterness of the onions. And you can use red onions, you could even use spring onions if you don't have regular onions, but it does bring that freshness to your dish. So here we have our ceviche. And let me give you a little space so I'll show you what we're going to do besides that. Like I said, all you need to do is put your ceviche in your bowl. And like I said, you can serve this with pieces of avocado. You could put the avocado on the side and serve it like a salad. You know, it's up to you. But this ceviche is refreshing. It's nice for summer. It's even nice during winter when you want something just a little refreshing than just soup, hot soup during winter time. But you just want to pour that in there into your nice container bowl. I always like to use a glass bowl because you can keep it in the refrigerator if you're not ready to serve it and it stays colder. And I think I'll be able to fill this all in there. It's quite a bit. Alrighty. And like I said, what goes great with the ceviche is some your favorite corn chips, your favorite tortilla chips, even potato chips. Break a little bit, but these have a little more hold to the ceviche. So here you go, a ceviche recipe. I hope you'll get a chance to try this, and you will, I know you will enjoy it. There you go. Until next time, I'll see you in Sylvia's in the kitchen. Bye-bye.